Hello and welcome to another video from Helinika.com. Today we will try to understand the Greek culture. Before you get started, make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel because you don't want to miss videos on the Greek language, history and culture. The Greek culture as a high context culture, communicating without words. In a past video, it was mentioned that Greeks placed nonverbal communication at a higher level than others. We could safely say that Greek people are masters at decoding indirect speech and body language. Anthropological and cross-cultural studies agree with that statement. In his 1959 book, The Silent Language, American anthropologist Edward T. Hall introduced some new concepts that define culture. One way of categorizing cultures is by dividing them into high context and low context cultures. High context cultures use a lot of hand gestures. People like maintaining eye contact and pay close attention to other people's posture and facial expressions. It is not about what is being said, it's about what is not being said. On the other hand, people in low-context cultures prefer speaking in a direct and clear way. People in these cultures are not making a lot of gestures and rarely pay close attention to others' facial expressions. It comes as no surprise that Hall places Greek culture in the first category. If you have ever visited Greece, you should have already noticed that people speak with their hands and always try to maintain eye contact when they speak to you. It is also important to note that if you annoy a Greek person, they will most likely give you many cues. If you don't notice them, don't be surprised if you see them getting mad at you all of a sudden. The Greek culture as a collectivistic culture. It is about us. The American anthropologist also distinguishes cultures based on whether they are individualistic or collectivistic. Most Western countries, such as the United States of America, are considered to be highly individualistic. People in these cultures strive to be independent from an early age. At the same time, they might find it hard to take decisions with others, maintain strong relationships over the years, and they are more susceptible to loneliness. Greece is on the other side of the spectrum, since it is recognized as a collectivistic culture. Greek people love sharing experiences with others and maintain close relationships with their families throughout their lives. They like sharing food and they are less likely to travel alone. There is no shame in asking for help, and independence is perceived differently than in the US or other individualistic countries. If you ever visit Greece and want to immerse yourself in the culture, try ordering food with the group you are dining with. You can order a bunch of different dishes and try a bit of everything. If you are visiting alone, don't be surprised if the locals approach you and invite you to join them. Philoxenia is the Greek tradition of hospitality. Its roots go back to ancient times and it requires people to be welcoming towards strangers. The Greek culture as a balanced masculine society with feminine characteristics. The Dutch social psychologist Geert Hofstede has also contributed immensely to the study of national cultures. He came up with many different cultural dimensions, including masculinity versus femininity. Masculine cultures such as Japan and the United States value success and do not view competition as something negative. People raised in these cultures learn the importance of standing out of the crowd and becoming winners. On the other hand, feminine countries such as most Scandinavian countries strive at improving the quality of life of every person, instead of being considered the best country in the world. Characteristics that are considered feminine, such as being nurturing and caring, are valued more than being competitive and ambitious. Greek culture ranks somewhere in the middle, maintaining a balance between masculine and feminine characteristics, but it is also considered a bit more masculine than feminine. Greeks are very proud of their heritage. Successful people such as Aristoteles Onassis, a Greek shipping magnate who was one of the richest men to have ever lived, are admired. At the same time, there is a distinction between confidence and overconfidence, ambition and overambition. Since ancient times, Greeks have been referring to eugenies amila, that is often translated as fair play. Although Greeks are interested in winning and competing, it is very important to be ethical and not step on top of others to get on top. German philosopher Nietzsche had a theory that the ancient Greek spirit of fair play led the Greeks in creating their great civilization, as he said. Other dimensions of the Greek culture. Hofstede has come up with many more dimensions for defining a culture, such as power distance, uncertainty avoidance, indulgence, and long-term orientation. Greece has intermediate scores in indulgence, meaning that it has a healthy relationship between restraint and enjoying life. At the same time, it has intermediate scores also in long-term orientation, meaning that it maintains some links with its past but looks towards the future. Indeed, you will see Greeks enjoying nice meals most days of the week. Drinking red wine is often recommended by doctors to protect the heart, and according to statistics, the Greeks are the most sexually active people in the world. At the same time, there are some clear limits between indulgence and overindulgence. For example, drinking alcohol in Greece is enjoyed by most adults. However, our drinking culture is very different than of other nations. Drinking a little bit on a regular basis and enjoying it with friends is preferred over boozing and getting blackout drunk every Saturday night. This balance can be explained by the ancient Greek quote, metron ariston, which is often translated as all in good measure. This might be the quote that acts as a compass in each Greek person's life. Enjoying life but not losing control is the most common piece of advice we get from our caregivers and teachers in our childhood and teenage years. The cultural dimension that is the most unbalanced is that of uncertainty avoidance. The Greek culture ranks as the most avoidant in the world when it comes to uncertainty. This dimension explains how different nations manage anxiety and react to threatening or unknown situation. It is worth mentioning that during the years of the Ottoman occupation, but also after the Greek War of Independence, Greeks had and have faced a great number of wars, political instabilities, violent regime changes, national divisions, civil wars, and financial crises. Greeks have recently faced a great uncertainty, the Greek government debt crisis in the aftermath of the financial crisis of 2008, which created a social, cultural, and humanitarian crisis. As a Greek, I have to agree that I see a lot of these things in myself. Now I'm wondering if you're Greek or if you know other people who are from Greece, or if you are raised within the Greek culture. Can you identify any of these things in your daily life? I'm really curious to hear your opinions on that. As always, you can leave comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check the description for some helpful links and subscribe to stay connected. I wish you a wonderful day or night, and I will see you again on Friday. Bye!